Good morning and welcome to Ignite 2021. We are so happy that all of you could join us. And I'm Jolene Schelper. I get to be the MC for the day, as I have in past years, which is a highlight, frankly, of January for me, getting everybody together to talk about the projects that we are all going to see starting and opening in our region in 2021. So a couple points of information for you before we begin. First off, we have 20 projects that are going to be discussing today, and we are so excited to have them all. Now, that is not an exhaustive list of the projects that we have starting in our region over this next year, but these were the ones that were ready to roll. So we're pretty excited to share these with you. That being said, everybody gets 3 minutes, and with that timing, we should be done around 11:40-ish. So there won't be time for Q&A. We typically don't have that at Ignite because once you've sat through an hour and a half of presentations, we encourage you to reach out independently to the entrepreneurs. If you do have a burning question though, you can use the Q&A that is down at the bottom of your screen. And if you include your question with your email, we'll link you to the entrepreneur who is discussing that project so you can chat directly to them. We want to encourage networking every way possible. We also have 265 registered attendees for the call today. So thank you all. I think we're all excited to see what 2021 has in store for our region. So as I said, the format is quick 3-minute sessions, and we're going to kick it off. We are super excited to once again have Payne West Insurance as our presenting sponsor for today's event. So we're going to kick it off with a message from our sponsor.
Hello everyone, I'm Jeremy Vanetta, the Managing Director of Marketing and Communications for Payne West Insurance. I don't have to tell you that a lot has changed over the last year in the world, disrupting pretty much, well, everything. And throughout it all, we've seen how hard all of you are working to keep our community safe and prosperous. Payne West Insurance is so grateful for our loyal clients, our resilient colleagues, and this determined community. We're unfortunately not able to gather with you in person to network and to celebrate, but we know you too are making hard decisions every day, decisions that affect your bottom line and your future. Payne West Insurance is again proud to be the title sponsor of the Great Falls Development Authority's Ignite 2021 event. We want to thank the GFDA for their timely support and resources for businesses and their investors at a time we needed it the most during the pandemic. And at Payne West, we did the same thing, working with our clients to provide them resources, because much like GFDA's investors, our clients are our friends as well. If anything, this pandemic has taught us that we need to be as creative and nimble as possible. We just don't know what the future holds. So let's do what we can do. Let's buy local whenever possible. Keep supporting our fellow business people, and yes, wear our masks and wash our hands. At Payne West Insurance, we got you because we get you and everything you're going through.
Payne West Insurance is here for you because we know when you call, it's important. When a storm blows through, it's not just your house, it's your home. We know that your small business isn't actually small, it's everything. Understanding our clients' and community's needs is the beginning of providing better insurance. We know these things because we live them every day. We got you because we get you. Payne West.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Payne West Insurance, for sponsoring Ignite 2021. We're very grateful to have your support. So let's get the show on the road. Our very first project is well, they're all exciting, but we're super excited on this one. This is a project that has been a long time in the coming for our region. Other communities are doing this effectively, and this is one of the few that we've actually had in our area. So without further ado, I would like to introduce John Faulkner with the Great Falls International Airport, representing the Great Falls International Airport and the Anderson Construction Project. John?
Yeah, good morning, everyone, and thanks for a couple minutes here. We're excited to announce that we're looking at a joint venture partnership between the Great Falls International Airport and Dick Anderson Construction to construct new small footprint light industrial buildings. Essentially, these are, can you hear me?
There's just so many different variables.
Oh, okay. We're essentially building large metal buildings that can be subdivided into small stalls. Each one of these will have welding power. There'll be high bay buildings. There'll be a condo association that helps cover the cost of roofing and common areas and trucking bays and that type of thing. To give you kind of an idea what the, can we look at the next slide there? This is the land we're talking about. The airport owns nearly 200 acres right alongside I-15. And a portion of that right next to the county jail will be developed with these metal buildings that can be subdivided. We're looking at the possibility of having several dozen different businesses there. This will be a very low entry way to get a small business up and running. And so we think it'll be really popular with fabricators, assembly operations that might be getting parts from all over the world through FedEx here in Montana, the state hub right here in Great Falls. And so these will be very flexible spaces with all kinds of different businesses that can move into them. Can we look at the next slide real quick? To kind of zoom in on what we're talking about, these bays will be large enough that you can park a tractor trailer inside of them. We can actually cut the bays in half, providing folks space flexibility from about 1,200 square feet to 30,000 square feet. You'll be able to buy these units. And so essentially you'll own the improvements inside of a condo development. And you'll have as much room as you want there. You can take 2 or 3 units or 4 or 5 units, however many you want to make that space work for your business. We expect there could be a number of these buildings, maybe even 5 or 10, and each one of these has the ability to house about 13 bays. So as I said before, potentially dozens of fabricators, final assembly operations, and the like can fit on this property. Can we look at the next one? To give you an idea of what types of businesses locate in here, there's a development similar to this near the airport in Bozeman. There's a company there called Flask Cap, and they make custom toppers for tumblers that measure alcohol. And so they have their assembly operation in there. They actually have a building and a half in that development. That development also includes an industrial coatings company. There's another company that makes lighted signs for buildings with LEDs, I'm sure, that are sourced from overseas. And they assemble those into boxes they build on site and sell those to companies locally that need lighted signs. There's even a produce warehouse in there. There's another fellow that assembles concrete forms. So you can go to him and ask him if you have a project, he can put forms together and rent those to you so that you don't have to build your own. There's a tile showroom, all kinds of things in that development. And that's exactly what we see here is dozens of developments that can move into that operation. Next slide, please. As I said before, we'll have 16-foot floor heights, which if you have a truss manufacturer or something like that needs a high bay space, this is the kind of space that can accommodate that. The door widths can be up to 26 feet wide, so you can fit quite a piece of equipment through there or forklift through materials if that's what you need to do. This is a unique small footprint development. If you look around our community, it's very difficult for a small manufacturer or industrial user to find a small space, and this will enable that type of development. Almost a maker space for small businesses is what we're building here. The condo association will handle a lot of the exterior and common infrastructure. So you get efficiencies there because you're all using the same truck entry and you're all using the same truck courtyard, the same roof and that type of thing. So over time, the cost of ownership should be fairly low for these companies. We are dependent on a TIF application, which is currently in consideration by the city. We're working through a development agreement with them. Unfortunately, this land is a country mile from the utilities, so we need about $850,000 from the TIF funds in order to get all the wet utilities over to this side and electric and those types of things. And so we are dependent on that TIF. It is an important part of this project, and hopefully we can get that done early in the year and move on to construction this summer. Next slide. I think that's it. Thank you, and appreciate the opportunity to present this exciting project.
Excellent. Thank you, John. We're really excited that you and Dick Anderson are taking this project on. We have seen success like that one out of Bozeman that you exemplified, and others around the country with these spec buildings that can be customized. They're a great soft landing spot for a market entry or for a startup. So thank you. We're excited to see that. Let's move on to Dranius Enterprises. I'm excited to announce or to introduce Andreas Dranius. We're moving from the airport to downtown infill project. Andreas?
Hey, I'm Andreas Dranius, and I'm presenting on a project on the 200th block of 2nd Avenue North. So I'll start with what is A&G Holdings. We're a full-service development company that provides everything from engineering and design to capital planning and construction. The townhomes originated from our desire to provide something that we felt fit the atmosphere of what downtown Great Falls means to us. It's a modern industrial home that provides views of historic downtown Great Falls. Next slide, please. So we entered pre-development and we quickly found out there's not a large amount of shovel-ready land in downtown area. And if it is, it's not in close proximity to anything of real value. We tried to capitalize on the qualified opportunity zone. And we've finally identified that parcel on the 200th block of 2nd Avenue North. The land was great, but how the land was divided was not great. It was 3 skinny parcels. We had to aggregate and then do a minor subdivision. And the wonderful people at City Planning and Community Development were pretty key in making that happen for us. So we found the shovel-ready land, and now we needed a design. So our design is steel siding, a weathering seal door. Next slide. So this is the kitchen rendering. It's a small eat-in island, glass cabinet surround, small coffee bar with 3 floating shelves. We have a wet bar. The mudroom has stacking washer and dryer, some cubby holes for lockers, a sink, and then the picture on the left is what it looks like currently. So we're going upstairs. The second floor has 2 spacious bedrooms, one of which is the master, dual-headed shower, tile surround, his and her sink, a walk-in closet. Going to the 3rd floor, this is where the media room is. There'll be a wet bar up there, and then it will open up onto a 3rd floor rooftop deck with tile pavers, a barbecue pit, and a fire pit hookup. So we try to capitalize on what qualified opportunity zone investment. So I kind of wanted to go over what that investment entails. The biggest benefit is its tax benefit, which comes in 3 parts: deferment, forgiveness, and a tax-free exit. So let's start with the deferment. You defer gains until 2026. So let's say you have $100 of taxable gains in 2021. You have $0 of taxable gains for that tax year and the subsequent tax years relating to that portion of your investment in the qualified opportunity zone. The forgiveness portion allows up to a 10% forgiveness of taxable gains. So what does that mean for the $100 gain example? It means $100 of taxable gains in 2020 you would have incurred is only a $90 gain. And then the tax-free exit, any appreciation after a 10-year holding period is completely tax-free. So there'll be no capital gains. So the townhomes are currently being listed by Advantage Realty Group. Special thanks to Lacing and Ebling Engineering for the design, and a thanks to Dranius Enterprises for the construction. And Stockman Bank was the financier on this project, so thanks to them as well. All right, so
Excellent. Thank you, Andreas. We're really excited to get these open and for you to have new owners downtown enjoying all that downtown has to offer. And thank you for going over the opportunity zone. You can find the maps of opportunity zones online, but our downtown area predominantly is an opportunity zone. From downtown, we're going to move on to Malmstrom Air Force Base, and we have Colonel Anita Fugate-Opperman.
Hi, good morning. I'm Anita Fugate-Opperman, as mentioned, and I am fortunate enough to be the wing commander at Malmstrom. I got here about 5 months ago. This is my second trip to Malmstrom, and I was amazed to see all of the construction that we have ongoing between when I left last time and when I got back here. So that's the bulk of what I'm going to talk about today, is what we have ongoing and then what we have planned into the future. So if I could get the next slide, please. And the one after that. All right, so just going to look at what we have overall planned, and then both the missile complex, since our facilities aren't just in Great Falls itself, it spans east and west about 13,000 square miles. So we're doing construction throughout the complex. Next slide, please. So this is where we are right now. The two facilities that are highlighted in green are active construction. The very first one, the alert facility, is basically finished, and we're just waiting for a couple punch list items to be completed and furniture mailed in before we call it good. And then the other one right below it, the missile maintenance dispatch facility, is ongoing construction that will finish up this summer. And one of the things I'd like to highlight with those two major construction areas that we had done is we were concerned that with the start of COVID and the limitations, so much unknown, that was going to impact our ability to keep moving forward with constructing these facilities, because we need these new facilities in order to bring in future missions. So we're going to get a new helicopter this fall, but we couldn't bring it in without both of these facilities being constructed. But a huge thank you to everybody that had a part in this construction. We were able to stay on schedule, or as close as possible, even with COVID becoming the new reality. So it was a fear that things would get behind schedule that was never realized. So that was fantastic for us. And the next area in yellow is ongoing. We've planned for it, but we haven't started construction yet. It's a weapons storage generation facility, and that will be on base, be a huge construction that we're planning on 2 years from now. And then the rest are planned constructions, but we haven't started yet, and we don't have timelines associated with it. These are just our priorities. If we could go to the next slide. So this slide shows all the different areas around the missile complex, so both east and west of Great Falls, that we have construction projects planning. So it'll be renovating our missile alert facilities. They have been in operation since the 1960s, and we've had some cosmetic upgrades, but there's time that we'll need to do some additional structure repair, as well as make it a little bit more livable facility. Upgrading our water wells. A lot of the sites that we rely on the wells for drinking water, as well as shower and the like. So this just shows you all the different construction that we have going on into the last fiscal year, as well as coming into FY21 as well. So a lot of work currently, and then in the near future as well too. Next slide, please. And this one is just a little bit closer to home of what we have ongoing on the base proper itself. And we've talked about two of the major constructions with the alert facility as well as the maintenance facility. But you see those are two of the facilities that are in the blue color, as well as a couple other buildings that we've been doing construction on, and then just some repairs elevator repairs, other things, upgrades that we have been dependent upon. It's not stuff that we do in-house. We look for the local community to support us and make the construction and the repairs a reality. So we can continue to do our ICBM mission without fail. And it's not only does it help us do the mission, but just for everybody's awareness, Malmstrom economic impact into the Great Falls area is for last year was about $400 million. And that was an increase of about 70 million from what we saw the year before. And that was the large bit of the increase was due to all this construction. We will do a little bit less construction next year, but then in about 5 or 6 years or so, we'll start doing another major upgrade for our weapon system. Ground-based strategic deterrent weapon system will be coming in. And so we'll see more extensive construction both on base as well as completely across the missile field. And that's all I have. I just like to end with saying thank you to all the great support that we get from the community. And I was especially excited to see the discussion of the townhouses being built, because we struggle with having adequate housing. We don't have enough housing on base for all of our personnel. So sometimes we struggle with adequate housing for everybody downtown. So that's fantastic to see. And my contact information is up there if there's any additional questions anybody has. Thank you for allowing us to talk.
Colonel, thank you so much. Having the update on the economic impact, but on the subcontracting going on across the entire complex of Malmstrom, I know so many of our businesses rely on that, and we're just greatly appreciative for the updates and sharing that. And a little bit later on in the agenda, Colonel, we do have 2 additional downtown apartment complexes that we'll be talking about that hope to recruit some of your airmen and women as tenants. So thank you very much.
Fantastic. I look forward to that.
Excellent. Well, from the Malmstrom briefing, we move on to healthcare and Illuvian Health system. Every time that I get an update from Trista Besic, I'm always blown away by how much Illuvian does and invests in our community. So Trista, I'll turn
Thanks,
it over.
Jolene. Thank you. I'm Trista Besic. I'm the CEO for Illuvian Health. I've been with the organization for 2.5 years, and as the CEO for 2.5 years, and very excited to give you guys a little bit of an update as to what we have going on in our organization in 2021. It was a busy year for us in 2020 with COVID response and ramping up to try and do drive-through testing and home-based testing and mobile services. It's been an adventure. I'm really pleased to say that we anticipate in 2021 that our organizational growth will be about 15% growth in operations. We do anticipate increasing our provider base by about 8 additional providers, expanding in both our medical and our behavioral health services. And we are currently at about 165 employees. By the end of 2021, we anticipate we will exceed 200 employees, and we're excited to be moving forward with that. Our biggest project this year is we had put off phase 1 of Illuvian Health at 601 Central, also known as the Rocky Mountain Building, or in our walls, we call it Pigeon Palace or the Roofless Wonder. So we're very excited to be moving forward with phase 1, which would be the roof and structural repairs of the building, stabilizing that corner that has looked precarious for the last several years, and closing in the structure so that we get to dry it out and have it actually start to make some progress inside. We also are going to be expanding services. We were able to acquire a mobile dental unit last year, which has come in tremendous handy for mobile response to COVID. It has been a key point of operations for rapid testing and providing services. So we're happy to actually be able to roll it out for mobile dental services in 2021 to surrounding communities, some school-based sites, and other agencies that are open to having us be on their premises. We are adding radiology into our main clinic, and then some mobile radiology services to our school-based and other remote sites. And we're also very excited to, in partnership with Vaughan Public School and Montana Healthcare Foundation, to be doing a school-based health center in Vaughan. One of the things that is most amazing about our school-based health centers and the relationship that we have created with both Great Falls Public Schools, Belt Public Schools, and Vaughan is access to those school-based health centers by the community as well. So they're not just for students. They actually have allowed the community to access services at those. So we're excited to be expanding into Vaughan. From a community focus, one of the things we're very excited about is the launch of our Alluvian Health Foundation. We have hired Brianne Lauren as our foundation director, and I'm going to turn it over to her for just a moment here to talk a little bit about that new department as well.
Yeah, thanks, Trista. It's been so awesome. It's just over a month that I've been with Alluvian Health Foundation, and really the goal of the foundation is to assist Alluvian Health in all of our awesome community work that we're doing. So we need to help raise funds to cover fees and reimbursements that enhances services to our patients, but then also increase the capacity of the mobile dental to reach areas of around Montana and around our community that need dental health. And one of the coolest things is, like, even when you do a screening for dental health, it includes a screening for any sort of behavioral or substance abuse or maybe depression issues. So it's really whole person care, which is really awesome to get behind. So the foundation will be getting moving, and or it is, and you'll see lots more with annual fund campaigns and capital projects. As you said, the roof is getting started, so it's pretty exciting. Thanks for having us.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Well, we really are appreciative of all that Alluvian is doing. And as you said, as you're screening different clients for different services, you're linking them into other services, which are so beneficial to our entire community and our workforce population. So thank you for all that you do. Next, we're moving on to one of the projects that was featured in our teasers for you at the start of this, when we said what co-working space is coming to downtown. Unfortunately, these entrepreneurs are out of state right now, so they asked if they could share a video. We did in the run through several times. We've maximized it as much as possible. There might be a little bit of latency, as I don't think Zoom is the best thing for videos, but let's try it. Let's see how it goes.
I'm Kendra Neiswanger, owner of the new Lifestyle Building here in Great Falls, Montana. I'm also a co-owner with Lifestyle Real Estate Firm, and I own a private investment practice here in the city.
I'm Trevor Neiswanger, founding partner of the new Lifestyle Building here in Great Falls, Montana. I'm also broker-owner of Lifestyle Real Estate Firm.
My name's Madison Oakes. I am one of the founding partners of the new Lifestyle Building downtown Great Falls. I am also the executive partner at Lifestyle Real Estate Firm. We're really excited to present a few features of the building that will really draw in our community to take advantage of. We're going to have an event room upstairs that will be for in-house training, that our team can really act on that professional development and those trainings within house. So we're really excited about that one. Mm-hmm. We have two really professional, luxury, kind of elevated conference rooms that will be down on the main floor that will offer for an hourly rate, that if you're coming in as a professional, you really have a proud space to work with and to present to your clients.
Mm-hmm. We're also going to offer executive offices, which will be available for rent on a daily, weekly, monthly, or annual lease, and just really fun creative workspaces all throughout the building that foster an environment of outside the box thinking, business creativity, and just a fun atmosphere where you're going to be able to come and feel really proud to bring your clients and your customers in. As we purchased this building with the intent of bringing our companies in-house, we realized we have so much space, and so we began to just strategize and think about how could we use this building to not only impact our local city, but also impact the state or business people that were coming in from abroad. And so we put in place a concept of people being able to rent executive space or workstations or semi-private offices where they could come in and have access to a gorgeous building with a creative synergy and be able to have a location to ground themselves as they're building and developing their own business. I've traveled all over the world, and when we travel to do business in other places, we just noticed there isn't a workspace. And so we thought it'd be really great. Well, what if we could take this building, offer business opportunities for people inside the city to come, but also as professionals came in to have a workspace that they could come in and actually have everything they need, from internet to desk to office space, that they could meet their clients and actually conduct business within the building.
Yeah, I really believe that this lifestyle building is going to bring more than just business to the city. I think we want to optimize resources. We want to provide structure and stability and support. We want to elevate opportunity. Creating business is not just a one-person team, it's everyone around you. And I really believe that creating diverse teams and innovative environments and networking, and truly networking, not just socializing, getting to know people in our community and how we can impact their life and not just ours. I think through personal and professional development and that sort of support, I think we really could reach a new level within our community.
We're excited to present this building to the city, as we think that this is going to be a fabulous place, a really fun, creative, dynamic place to come and actually generate business, build your business, as we impact those that are coming into the city also.
As broker owner of Lifestyle Real Estate Firm, I look forward to increasing our community impact by evolving partnership opportunities within our city. The three of us have a heart for networking and uplifting local business development. It's an honor to have a legacy that is 4 generations of business development for our city. Thank you for investing in our vision and the future of Great Falls.
Welcome then to downtown Great Falls. And we look forward to seeing what the end results are. They're well under construction now, so watch for their grand opening. Well, let's keep moving on to the City of Great Falls, and Deputy Director Chuck Anderson is going to talk about some of the city's capital projects for this year. Chuck?
Hey, thanks, Jolene. Glad to be part of Ignite 2021. I'm Chuck Anderson, and I appreciate the opportunity to tell everybody about this year's city projects. You know, it's kind of hard to get folks excited about infrastructure projects when you're talking like water and sewer and stuff. But if you look at it from the financial side, this year, the city's going to get to put more than $33 million worth of work out to our local contractors. You know, a few of the projects are already underway, but I'd like to highlight a couple for our audience. Our Public Works Department this year is going to be putting out more than $3 million in water and sewer lining, and main replacement projects. We have bids currently being advertised now, and the rest are due out in February and March. Our Park and Rec Department is in the 3rd year of the voter-approved Park Maintenance District projects. And this year it's going to highlight a big investment in our parks with more than $1 million in new park restrooms, shelters, and irrigation upgrades. Over at the Housing Authority, they're busy with $1.5 million being invested to complete a modernization of a 4-unit Parkdale building. And they've already started an electrical upgrade converting from overhead to underground. And they're also redoing the connections to 50 associated buildings. Downtown here at the Civic Center, we have our facade replacement project, and that bid is scheduled to be released before the end of the month. And that's going to be about a $5.5, probably $6 million project that's going to be put out. Last but not least, I really want to highlight our $20 million project to build the Aim High Big Sky Indoor Aquatic and Rec Center, and that's going to be at Lions Park. This project is being funded by both the city using Park Maintenance District number 1 funds and a $10 million grant from the Department of Defense that the city was awarded last year. After we advertised nationally, we partnered locally with LPW Architecture and TD&H Engineering for design and engineering work and more. Just a little bit to tell you about the facility. It's going to replace the rec center that's currently downtown and the natatorium that was closed in 2018. It's going to be a little bit more than 45,000 square feet, but it's going to feature an 8-lane, 25-yard lap pool, a recreation and warm pool that's going to be more than 5,000 square feet in size, a full gymnasium, indoor walking track, child watch, and more. We don't have any renderings currently, but we're going to have some in the coming weeks. And when we do, we're going to start our community outreach and informational meeting push so we can educate the community and solicit feedback on it. With that, that's what I want to wrap up for the city. And I want to say thanks for letting us present today.
Chuck, thank you so much. We are all so excited to see what happens with the Big Sky Aquatic Center. I know I, for one, can't wait to get my kiddos over there. Thank you very much. Well, let's move on to the apartments downtown that we were talking about earlier. Some of our new housing options that are coming online or starting in 2021. I'd like to welcome Jason and Brian Linseth to talk about both the Northern Loft Apartments and the Crossing at Milwaukee Station.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Jason Linseth, and I'll get us started here. We've got a couple projects we'd like to visit about this morning. I'm going to give a quick update on the Northern Lofts project at 412 Central. This project is located right above the Mighty Mo on the 400 block of Central. And we have a total of 18 apartment units going in on the 2 floors above the Mighty Mo. We have, they're a loft style apartment. We have 1 and 2 bedroom units. Each unit is unique, as is the case with historic remodeling. There's a lot of, we've kept a lot of the historic elements intact in this project. So it's going to be a very interesting combination of what this building originally was 100 years ago and the updates that we are doing to the units themselves. So as you can see here in the pictures, the project is progressing nicely. We're into the finishing phases. The completion date as of now is projected to be May 1st of this year. So we're getting close, and we're hoping to have be set up to accept applications by the 1st of March of this year. So a few features that we can go over here of the units, which you can see they're not quite complete, but high ceilings and exposed brick are common in all the units. Granite countertops, upgraded cabinetry and finishes, certainly throughout. Tile showers. The building does have a brand new elevator that we're installing actually currently. And we'll have common areas for casual gathering. And of course, direct access to the Mighty Mo, which is a very nice amenity. So we've been at this project here for just over a year, and we're just in the final stretch now. We're excited to get finished up and bring these units to market. So yeah, a couple last looks here at our units. And with that, I'm going to hand off to my brother to talk about the Milwaukee project.
Hi, thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. I'm Brian Linseth, and as mentioned, I get the pleasure of introducing a second Big Sky Select project. We've talked about it a couple times previously. It's been in the works for a little while. We're looking forward to getting it hopefully beginning in the ground this year. So this project is a combined residential and commercial build next to the historic Milwaukee Station. We're referring generally to it as the Station District, and we'll have our residential component will be comprised of 122 individual 1 and 2 bedroom rental units. We are shooting to have, there'll be market rate units, but we want to include many upgraded features. Some of those features and additional amenities will include things like each unit having individualized decks that overlook the river in many cases or the surrounding parks to take advantage of some of the exceptional views from that unique and beautiful site. We also have the advantage of being located right on Sight and Sound Park, so there's immediate front access to the park. will be connected to the River's Edge Trail system. The units are each within walking distance of both the downtown Great Falls with all of its exceptional entertainment options available, as well as within walking distance from West Bank too. We will be offering underground parking as well for some of the units that'll be available. Yeah, we also have a video that we can play as I'm describing it. This will show you some of the different exterior views of what we're planning in here. So you play the video as whenever you would like. We offer, as you'll see from this video as well, one of the amenities that we're excited about is many upgraded exterior entertainment areas. Some will be available for just the residential tenants. Others will be available to the patrons of the commercial area, which I'll talk about more in a second. But all of them, including, gas fire pits, great outdoor gathering areas. As you see in the video, we're walking now into the commercial section of this project, which will include a coffee shop, as you can see here, a wine bar that's connects to and takes as much advantage as we can of the terrific outdoor areas and view shed. Wine bar, multiple restaurants, we'll have fitness facilities and meeting and co-working spaces available both to the tenants as well as to other people from the community. As you can see there, we'll have also meeting areas and areas available for events once we are back able to congregate in larger groups again. We'll have both entertainment space, areas for execution of the events, as well as catering and other services available. You can see here some of the areas that'll be available to the tenants for outdoor gathering and in smaller groups, so that we can facilitate what has kind of become the more normal gathering style now. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we'll have lots of upgraded outdoor areas that will be facilitate both larger and smaller groups meeting outdoors, both indoors and outdoors. So we should be very well equipped and well set up to embrace sort of the new live, work, play concept that is becoming so popular and sought after in today's housing market. Big Sky Select is also a qualified opportunity zone business, and so we're very happy to have been able to implement a project like this under the opportunity zone regime. And if anyone has questions about that, we're always available to help others in the Great Falls area that would like to put together projects that are similar to this or qualified projects in the zone too. So feel free to reach out to us if you have thoughts or questions. With that, I'll turn it back over. Thank you very much for allowing us to be a part of this.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you, Brian, Jason, and the whole Big Sky Select property team. This is one of those projects that is a catalyst project for our downtown and our riverfront, and the connectivity that it'll provide between the West Bank, riverfront, and downtown is super exciting for our community. So we're pretty excited that you're all taking the plunge there on that project, and can't wait to enjoy that wine bar. You had me at wine bar. Well, next we'd like to move on to Montana State University College, Great Falls College, MSU, and Dr. Susan Wolf to update us on their capital project of the dental school. Susan?
Good morning, everyone. And I just have to chuckle at the little bit of the title of who we are. We really are Great Falls College, Montana State University. And this is your two-year institution, and I want to welcome you here and thank you so much for GFDA for giving us this opportunity to update you on our dental project. So we came to you a year ago showing you some plans for this. The 2019 legislature was very kind in great bipartisan support to provide funding for this. We have the only dental hygiene program in the state of Montana, and our intake is limited due to the space that we have currently. And you'll see some things as we go through. And I want to say this is not only for dental hygiene, but also dental assisting. And we do have a dental clinic here where we have patients who come in from our community. So you saw what it's going to look like on that first slide. It's going to be wonderful. This is on the east side of our campus. It will have its own entry, which is part of the HIPAA requirements to provide that privacy for patients who are coming in and giving their, their medical history and that sort of thing. But you can see that we're well on our way. We have the foundation, the continuous pour slab is done. The steel is going up. Let me go on. It's hard for me to get any other work done because I've decided when I retire, I'm going to have my own construction company, and I'm going to have one of those little bitty whacker guys that go in, and make the ground solid. And then I'm going to have a little mini bobcat. So watch out, because I've been watching these guys do that at great rates of speed, which I think looks like a lot of fun. But you can see the roofing structure going up, the beams, and again, watching the workers who are so skilled, we've been thrilled. So the interior spaces are now being, the walls are going up. We are waiting for the roof panels. I'm going to go back just for a second if I can. So for this part, oops, I went too far. So for this part, specialized roof panels and, with some of the COVID supply chain issues, we're waiting till probably mid-February before those come in. But really, Tobacco Construction has been amazing. Ryan Smith with Nelson Architects. We are just absolutely thrilled with what they've come up with. Now, what I want to show you is this space. I think you can see my cursor is where the current operatory space is, where we have 16 dental chairs. Each one of these for 5 students and their patients is the same size as this. So you can see how much larger. This is 11,000 square feet that we are adding to this current space. And our students will be able to learn in spaces in which they're going to work. So they will be better prepared for when they're first hired and working with the dentists across the way. So we have 25 operatories. We'll be able to have an intake of 25 instead of 18. We have 12 lab stations, 5 x-ray rooms. I talked about the HIPAA and the privacy. We have a larger sterilization space. So we are absolutely thrilled with this project, and we're going to be on time. That was a huge challenge for both the architects and Tobacco Construction, but we will have students in this facility in August of this year. So if you're out in this part of town, please drive by. It's fun to see. So thank you.
Dr. Wolf, thank you so much. We are very excited at the expansion and putting into context the space for 18 chairs as opposed to the 5. What an incredible investment in this education. So we're just very excited for that. Thank you. Well, let's move back to downtown, and Keith Crone and Jeff Meiser are going to present on the Hygienics and Mountain Wave Distillery projects on the 300 block of Central. Keith?
Thanks, Jolene. Next slide. So this is our project that's going on downtown here. So it shows the old Metropolitan building and 313 to 315, and so we're going to keep the existing Brush Crazy. They're going to stay there. My offices are going up top there where you see that rattle unit kicking out. And Jeff is going to speak to his distillery project, Mountain Wave Distillery, that's coming on soon. Next slide. So I'd first off like to give a little shout out to GFDA and Payne West for putting this on and setting this platform up with the social distancing and stuff. It's a challenge, but this kind of gets the community together to see realized dreams and projects that are going on. My name is Keith Crone. I'm a CIH, so it's a certified industrial hygienist. A couple years ago, I created a company called Hygienics. And what that does is I'm an industrial hygienist, so I'm kind of a hybrid engineer, environmental specialist, and work in different markets, as you'll see throughout my presentation. I grew up originally in Great Falls, Montana, moved out to Minnesota, and was lucky enough to come back and create this with my family. Next slide. Hygienics is like I mentioned, is an industrial hygiene and environmental service group. So my slogan is anticipate risk and provide solutions. So I work on the front end of projects to look on the back end where you guys don't want to deal with attorneys and come in and do exposure assessments, ventilation designs for industrial projects, noise. I do building science services, environmental services, corrective action, work with different physicians on toxicology and putting pathways together, and also do some, could be OSHA training, could be just different types of training. Next slide. The market served, currently government has been a big market for me, working with groups like Northrop Grumman, out at Melstrom Air Force Base for missile defense. I do work for insurance companies, some industrial stuff with different coatings projects, litigation work, assist with that, commercial, and then also a shout out to the brownfield. So working with GFDA and other development groups throughout the state on brownfields and revitalization, redevelopment projects. Next slide. So last year, my wife and I wanted to move forward past the kind of initial working out of your house type of thing, looking at different spaces in Great Falls, and found this great property called the Metropolitan Building. So with this, we decided to purchase it. And next slide. And as part of it, we utilized GFDA for the phase 1 with that brownfields. Decided it was an opportunity zone. So much as Andreas spoke of that earlier, same thing here, just a capital investment type deal, looking at ways to be part of the community and save money. Worked with GFDA on the SBA 504 loan packaging, and also recently went through the TIF application for at least the first phase, is what I'm going to call it, for doing my sidewalks and the existing vaults underneath. And as part of that, reading through the documentation and the administrative rules of Montana, really trying to push the city to utilize the TIF in a different manner for such things as like fire suppression, ADA compliance as well. And also, my wife here, she's one of my badass partners on this. She was has been nothing but supportive throughout this whole process, and it's been really awesome to kind of take this down to structure. The next partner I'd like to introduce in this is Mr. Jeff Miser. He's with Mountain Wave Distilling.
Hi, I'm Jeff Miser, and I'm here to tell you about Mountain Wave Distilling. Slide. We are working forward here. I gave an update. Actually, I gave the announcement in the fall here. We continue to work forward on this project. We're excited to be downtown and be the first craft distillery here in Great Falls. We'll have all sorts of selections here for you guys to show up and try, and we are looking forward to opening our doors. Next slide. During the announcement in the fall, we gave kind of an overview of what the rendering of the outside of the Metropolitan is going to look like. As Keith mentioned there, we'll have Brush Crazy and us next to it. But what we have coming up here is some interior renderings that you will be able to take a look at and kind of provide an update. Slide. We hope to create a nice community-based space where people can come and hang out and relax, and also provide a space that's comfortable for all the community of Great Falls. People can come and entertain clients. People can come after work and hang out. People can just show up on Sunday morning and maybe have a Caesar. Next slide. Here's another look. You can look towards the back of the building there. You can see the stills will be located in the back of the building and be able to view the production floor. The business will be open for tastings and tours as well, where you'll be able to come in and kind of appreciate and understand the craft story and what we are doing here in Great Falls. Slide. I'm last minute ad here, so I want to say thanks for Keith for twisting my arm a bit and getting to come up here. Thank you GFGA and Paint West for hosting this event, and thanks everybody. And we'll provide an update and let you know when we're opening up. But we're working through the renovations and just wanted to give you guys a look ahead to what's coming here in Great Falls. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Keith and Jeff. And we are excited for the Metropolitan Building to be completely open for business. So thank you very much. Well, from downtown, we're going to go back up to the University MedTech corridor and with an update from Mackenzie Stick on the University of Providence. Mackenzie?
Hello, everyone. I'm not quite sure exactly how I'm going to follow a distillery, so I'm a little nervous now. That sounds really exciting. So, well, thank you for having me. My name is Mackenzie Stick. I'm the Vice President for Enrollment Management. And it's been really interesting. I'm pretty new to the Great Falls area. So hearing about all these exciting things going on, I've just got all kinds of energy and I'm excited to go out and explore the city a little bit more when the weather gets nice again. So, or maybe even in the winter time, who knows? But I'm here to talk to you about not necessarily a capital project from a building perspective, but we've recently had a very unique partnership. I was excited to see there were some Alluvian folks on, because that's what I'm going to talk about today, is this partnership that we had with Alluvian and how we're helping the community respond to the issues facing us with the pandemic right now. So okay, here we go. So a few months ago, we approached Alluvian Health to discuss the opportunity of purchasing a machine that would allow us to provide rapid saliva testing to our students, and then also provide a service to the Great Falls community. As you know, there's a lot of concerns and fears having to do with the nasal swab. It's not pleasant, it's not fun. And there's also been a lot due to the need and the growth of the pandemic in our community. There was also a need to expedite some of the processing for test results. And so we thought we saw an opportunity to basically partner with Alluvian. We love their mission. We have a mission to serve the poor and vulnerable. That's basically what the University of Providence is all about. And just understanding how much this has impacted our community, we just saw this as an opportunity to help serving our mission, helping Alluvian carry out their mission. And so we purchased this machine. There's a lot of sciencey stuff that I won't bore you with, but basically it's going to help Alluvian double the output for test results. I did get an update from Brittany Badesky, who is our COVID task force response coordinator here at the university, and it sounds like the machine should be up and running within the next week if all goes well. The machine's working. We just needed some of the additional equipment to get that going. And so we're hoping to have that up and running. We just need to run a few more tests on that, make sure that everything's good to go. And then we'll be out there serving our students and hopefully keeping our community a lot healthier. And then also reaching out to the community and helping with that testing needs there. This is also going to provide an opportunity to get our health science students more involved. So we're looking at and exploring possibilities of ways to partner with them in testing, vaccine distribution, different things like that down the road. And then we've also partnered with the community as it relates to contact tracing and some of the other things that are related to the spread of the pandemic. And so we're just doing our part. We want to make sure, that we partner with, and this is just an example, but we're always looking for ways to partner with the community here in Great Falls and grow that relationship with others in our community. So Thank you so much. That's all I really had today. It's just really exciting to be here.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Mackenzie. Great update. And I didn't know that was coming. So super excited at that new opportunity, but also that partnership and that strong partnership. Thank you. Well, Alliance for Youth has been making capital investments into the old Victory Church for at least a year now, and has some additional investments planned for this next year. So please help me in welcoming Thomas Reisberg to discuss these investments. Thomas?
Thank you very much, Jolene. Thank you, everyone at GFDA. I'm a Flatlander. I'm from St. Louis, and I've lived in Memphis and Washington, D.C. I got to say, this is the greatest community I've ever been in. You know, people really should be proud that I say I've lived in places with lots of people in close proximity. This is actually a community. And so I want to talk about some of the things going on with our vulnerable children in the community. Next slide. So I was shocked to learn this. There are 475 children that are homeless at some point during the year in Great Falls, and there are 600 children that are in foster care. That's more than twice the state average. These folks, if they are not invested in, right, the outcomes are not good. 40 to 50% of youth nationally that come out of foster care are homeless within 18 months. If you know Paris Gibson, our alternative high school, to give you a local feel, right, 25% of those seniors are living on their own. And so the mental health effects of this, right, are profound. Nearly a third of our 10th graders, and that's not in a select population, that's all of them, right, have seriously considered committing suicide in the past 12 months. And so the Alliance for Youth, and if anyone saw the Converge play that was put on by a range of community partners telling the stories of these young folks, we had to do something about this, right? And we came together as a community to address this. There are some major service gaps. And so what that turned into last year, at this next slide, is the Youth Resource Center. And so in conjunction with a ton of community partners, many of whom are on this call, extraordinarily grateful for all the support we've received. We were able to open a Youth Resource Center in May 2020. In the last year, we have made over $270,000 in completed capital investments, and we have an additional $100,000 currently under construction. And what we're doing with this center is it's a one-stop shop where we can bring in and leverage existing community resources to provide wraparound services to our vulnerable and homeless youth ages 13 to 20. And so that includes food, hot meal every day at 6 o'clock, you know, from a ton of our great restaurants here, Double Barrel, Clark and Louie's, The Block. It's just been fabulous. Again, the community support we've received, Tracy's, clothing and hygiene products, shower and laundry facilities, mental health and addiction counseling. Give a shout out to Alluvian. They're having folks come in on a weekly basis and offer mental health counseling. YWCA is doing trauma counseling. We have suicide prevention. We're looking to bring in primary medical care, dental care, and then of course we have transportation assistance and connection through NeighborWorks, Opportunities Incorporated, and others to employment and housing. And so what are these investments that we've done here in the last year? So the major ones, we created this just incredible space you'll see in that upper right-hand corner. That is the Jean and Jane Thayer Hub. And that is really the center, as it says, the hub of where our kids can come. It's low barrier, right? So we say all you need to do to access our services is put down your name, and it can be Bugs Bunny. And you come in, it's a warm, inviting environment where you can just, you know, relax in a judgment-free, safe, loving environment. And then there on the left, we've put in the benefits giving closet, which contains, you know, tons of dry food pantry, and then also has tons of hygiene products, clothing, all things like that. And then the center writ large, right, we've put in a state-of-the-art security system, state-of-the-art technology, Wi-Fi throughout the building, tons of laptops, computer stations, and then completely, you know, change all the paint, doors, carpets. We've made it, you know, more handicap accessible. So there's been a ton of capital investment in the building. Under construction right now is our pitch-in kitchen. And so that has totally transformed from, you know, what was just a home kitchen, essentially, bringing in all commercial grade appliances so that we will be able to prepare food in-house. And then the things that we're excited about in 2021, we're going to be looking to upgrade our fire suppression. So that does involve a lot of plumbing and major capital investments. And then also to redo that health clinic and get it ready to serve our youth. And then we also have, we need to put in an HVAC. We're in window units. It's an old church, but I just want to express my just incredible gratitude to the community. It's so wonderful to see the vibrancy of this community. And, you guys have shown with deeds and in the financial support that Alliance for Youth has received, how much kids matter in this community. Thank you very much.
We greatly appreciate the project and all of the work that you're doing to support the youth in our community. Thank you, Thomas. And starting in 2021, there'll be a new home care option for Great Falls community. I'm going to turn it now over to Ty with Ipaga Home Care. Ty?
Yeah, thank you, Jolene. We are very excited to be joining the Great Falls community. We had put on some events earlier last year about this time. We were part of the Boots to Business program that happened last year, and we were getting a lot of traction about opening a franchise location there. And then obviously a lot of stuff transpired between then and now. And so we're really excited. We've gotten a lot of interest in our location there. So we can go ahead and jump to the next slide. Oh, one more, sorry. So just a little bit about us, our core tenants, we are family first. So we offer senior and disability non-medical in-home care, and everything we do is centered around families that we're serving, and that really starts with treating our staff and our caregivers like family. And that's kind of where this second tenet comes in, that we're always trying to do what's right, not just what's convenient. So I'm actually relatively new to the Ipaga Home Care family, and it's just been really evident here in our home location in Kalispell that no matter what needs to be done, there's not a question asked, especially in the groups that we serve. It's very important to be able to serve them no matter what their need is. And something we're really trying to do is innovate this space and provide more solutions for families to be better connected with their loved ones as they're receiving care. That seems to be the biggest struggle in senior care, especially in in-home care, is that there's not a lot of connection between those loved ones and how they're doing. And so we're really trying to work on some initiatives like that. We're trying to partner with the Department of Health and Human Services to bring in some additional technology to really support that. So we can jump to that next slide. And then one more for the animation, thanks. So we're really excited to be in the community, and something that's really important to us here in Kalispell and in all of our locations is we really just want to partner with everyone in the community. I know that there's some existing infrastructure of home care in Great Falls, but we really just want to help serve that population of seniors and individuals with disabilities. So whatever help we can be to them, we have a principle here in Kalispell that no matter what, if somebody comes to us looking for service and we just don't quite have the staff to get that done, we're always looking to our other partners in the community that offer the same services we do, so that at the end of the day, giving those individuals the service they need is first and foremost. So we're just really excited to be a part of the community, and this has been a really inspiring event, seeing all of the hard work from other businesses and entrepreneurs that want to really make Great Falls a better place and keep improving. And we're excited to be a part of that. So thank you.
Great, thanks, Ty. We appreciate that. All right, well, we have 8 projects left to discuss, a couple that you may have heard of but don't know the details, and I guarantee we have 1 or 2 left that you haven't even heard of yet. I surprised one of our board members yesterday with a sneak peek on one of them. But let's move back downtown to a project that is near and dear to my heart and my checkbook, with Matthias Schalper speaking about the Kellergeist Pub Theater. Matthias.
Well, thank you. Can you hear me all right?
Yep.
Good. Well, Jolene, you look fabulous this morning, may I say?
Thank you.
So good morning, everybody. How did I get here? Jolene, who is hosting this show this morning, and I, we have bought the Kellergeist theater building a few years back, and now we are planning to invest quite a lot of money to remodel this property. Let me see, this is, next slide, please. Just for the location, it is on Lower Central Avenue, just opposite JJ's Bakery by the Civic Center. It was actually built by Germans in 1887, and it was called then and operated for a long time as Albrecht's Furniture Store. And it was quite a spectacular view then. It was basically the only block building in the whole of Great Falls. And you see old photographs, and this thing is just sticking out as a big, big block in the wilderness. Can you have the next slide, please? It's a fully licensed German bar. We are only using the front lobby of it, so it's only about a quarter of the footprint that we're using. Next slide, please. We do excellent craft cocktails. That's what we're known for. And we also claim that we have the largest collection of German beers in the whole of Pacific Northwest. We also claim that we have the largest collection of German beers per square footage in the world. Prove me wrong. So we bought it in 2018 and plan to convert it pretty much instantly to convert it into a cool bar. Could I have the next slide? We have worked with Tim and Megan with LPW for the last 2 years, and now is the time finally to execute our great plans. So we want to convert the ground floor, which is about 3,500 square foot, into a full bar, balconies, mezzanines, a large bar. We keep the German style going, and it's gonna be in general the same feel as a small bar, only bigger. The second floor is gonna be apartments, but that's a next phase. We want to conclude this first bar phase first. Now, this is one of the first buildings, certainly one of the first warehouse stores in Great Falls. It's a very old building, and the total investment of this project is well north of $1 million. So we have to come up with a few finance solutions apart from your traditional bank finance, which we do with Citizens Alliance. We've qualified and secured for an SBA 504 loan. We secured a BID grant. We are working currently on historic tax credits, and we will apply for TIF funds with the city. So what will we get out of that? Next slide. We want to provide some level of entertainment. It's not gonna be a classical form of theater. The place is just too small to run a theater and a bar. So we are probably using a hybrid model here. So we're thinking small acts, stand-up comedy, small performance acts, small music acts, films. We will screen independent films, international films, maybe obscure films, stuff you don't typically get to see in the cinema or on the home screen. And anything in general that entertains people, basically. Next screen, please, the last screen. When is this all gonna happen? It's gonna happen now. We hope we will be ready for your visit fall 2021. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you, Matthias. I appreciate that. Coming live from the Kellergeist. Well, from the downtown corridor, we're going to move back up to the MedTech district and with the Great Falls Clinic. And we have Mr. Wayne Gillis presenting for the Great Falls Clinic. Wayne?
Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm actually a new person to the Great Falls area, so I started here as the CEO back in September. But I wanted to share one of the things that I think is really exciting about one of the services that we're going to be actually offering, and it's through our Great Falls Clinic Legacy Foundation. Next slide, please. And next one. So when we looked at, we have cancer patients, we serve probably about 17, counties in Montana. So it's about 240,000 residents. And, approximately 40% of the people we serve actually travel more than 60 miles to receive care. So, a lot of these places and a lot of these patients and families, especially as it relates to cancer, not only do they not have a lot of exposable income that, they can spend for, if they have to be here for, days or weeks while they're going through their treatments, to actually have, a hotel room, etc. It was really a challenge for them. So one of the things that we felt like we needed to actually start to look into was how could we actually provide some housing for those patients that qualified. So we started on the journey about 2 years ago. Actually got our first donations with the foundation. Then we broke ground in September of last year. Next slide. One of the things, the clinic's been here over 100 years, and so kind of tying into really leaving a legacy. It started with 4 physicians that really saw a need and wanted to have they felt like they could really make an impact. And so as the clinic has really never lost that kind of community focus and how we really want to serve the patients and clients that come to us, this kind of just links in and ties in with what the foundation of the clinic has always been. Next slide. So the Building Hope campaign, this is just an outside rendering. It's actually right in front of the clinic in the hospital today. And next slide, and I'll show you inside. So we're going to have 12 units. And those 12 units, we'll have a communal area. So there'll be, in essence, kind of efficiency apartments. And what we'll end up doing is that, the budget is a little over $2.5 million. We have about 1.5 that has been actually secured. So we're, still continuing to go on the campaign. It's going to run us about $500,000 a year for us to maintain and run these apartments in order for people to actually stay in there free of charge. It's kind of the focus definitely has always been really the cancer patients and us looking at them because of the struggles they have, as well as pediatric patients. We'll open it up to other ones as well as the need arises. Next slide. So, most of they're either going to be single king suites or double queen rooms, and then 2 beds for larger families. And then it'll have a kitchenette actually in the room, but there's also going to be a standard kitchen that's kind of a communal kitchen that they'll be able to actually cook meals in as well. Next slide. So just the foundation plans, we're going to raise about another $800K in the next 12 months. When we're actually going to go, as far as the planning, we've actually, since we've had a slight low winter here, So I was expecting all this freezing cold weather, moving from North Carolina to Montana. And we definitely have not had that so far, but it's been great from a construction standpoint. So we're actually ahead of construction. So we had not planned that we would actually have the apartments ready until probably close to November. But it looks like if things continue to move, that the apartments will actually be open July 4th. So we're months ahead of schedule, which is really exciting. So that's what I wanted to share with you. We're really excited about it. We think it's going to have a big impact in the community, and it's going to help, support patients that really need support at a really rough time.
Thank you, Wayne, and welcome to Great Falls. We're excited in our community. I hope that you've gotten some ideas and context from this presentation, and frankly, anything you need, just give us a call. Happy to point you in the right direction, from recommendations to outdoor activities. Just let us know.
I will, absolutely. Thank you.
Great, thank you. So the next project I'd like to introduce is a new construction project, and it's from RPP Fitness. And I'd like to introduce Kate McCamey to present. Kate?
Thanks, Jolene. So glad to be in good company here. I've been excited to hear about all of the construction and projects going on in Great Falls, and I'd like to welcome to Great Falls all of the new folks. I've been in Great Falls for most of my life, and it is a true community. It's a fabulous place. First of all, I wanted to touch on what CrossFit is, because we're Great Falls CrossFit RPP Fitness, and our tagline is relentless pursuit of perfection. We are really always focusing on trying to move in the most perfect way so that we can there we go. So that we can move in the gym and then move better outside of the gym. And I wanted to put a little focus there on Nate there lifting the barbell. We are a family-friendly community, and we have lots of fun in the gym with each other, working hard and getting lots done. We've been moving very fast. We have a lease expiring, and we decided that we wanted to move on and build our own building. So we were able to secure a lot at 1201 5th Street South. It is just south of the Sting Sports Bar and next to Reeves Eye Care Clinic. Like I said, things are moving very fast. It's a little bit of a swampy lot, so we are already moving gravel in and smoothing everything down so that we can start with concrete. As long as this weather holds, we're hoping to get the concrete in February. We are working with Carroll Construction and Nelson Architecture. So this is a different CrossFit structure, but it's kind of our inspiration for what we want our building to look at. Like, we are moving so fast that we are still, I've already gotten 3 renderings since I submitted these slides. So it's really exciting to see all of the fun stuff that's happening on our project. We're going to be doing a steel building. It's going to be 75 feet wide by 90 feet long. We're going to have a number of overhead garage doors so that we can open them up and have access to the nice southwest breezes. We also wanted those 16-foot sidewalls because we want to be able to do rope climbs. We climb 15 feet up, and it's nice to be able to build a building to our own specifications so that we can have what we want to do inside of it. This is a rendering of the side of what it will look like. We'll have windows along those sides, and then the front and the back will have all of those overhead garage doors. There we go. So there's our site plan. We'll have the parking, we'll have bike racks, nice boulevard trees that aren't shown on there, some green grass and space on the outside so that we can open up our doors and we go outside and we run and we do sled pushes and sled drags and barbecues, and we get together as a community as well. Next slide. Another further rendering. This one shows our interior. We'll have storage room, a large open exercise area. We'll have a mezzanine up above the offices and the bathrooms with showers, which we're really excited about. Right now we have 1 bathroom with 1 shower, and so we're really excited to be able to expand into 2 so that people can get ready before work and our most popular class is the 5 a.m. class. And so it'll be really nice for those 5 a.m.ers to get in here, get their workout done, get ready, and then head off to work. And then other things that we're excited about in this is that we're going to provide some daycare. So up above in the mezzanine area, we're going to have a daycare room. This will be the first CrossFit gym in town that will offer daycare for the parents. So my husband and I have 6 children, and it is very important to us to be able to provide this to the community so that people who, especially parents who stay at home, that they can get out and still get their exercise in. This is I'll go back. Picture of the bathroom, what we are hoping that it can finish out looking like. And then these are our illustrious athletes. We wanted to also thank the Great Falls Development Authority and Payne West for hosting this event and for letting us come in, and for Nate for inviting me to come in and present and talk about our new project. It's hit the ground really fast. We were very excited, and we hope to be open by July. We'll see you guys there. We hope you stop in. Thanks.
Awesome. Great infill project, Kate. We're really excited for this and to pop in July. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Fast. That's fantastic. All right. Well, from RPP Fitness to coffee. I don't know about you, but there's been times I've been up in East Glacier and by St. Mary's and really would have loved a fantastic cup of coffee to take with me. And our next entrepreneur, Jennifer Reed, is going to take care of that for you. Jennifer?
Hi, my name is Jennifer Reed. This year I'll be launching Glacier Drip Mobile Coffee, serving the Glacier Park area this summer, and we will be located along Many Glacier Road. I am on the road right now, so I'll give you a little glimpse of all the mountains. See, here's the mountain front. Can you guys see? Okay, so where I worked with Rich Gannon of Great Falls Development Authority. I won a competitive grant from Montana Indian Equity Fund grant for a small business. The GFDA gave access to LivePlan, a business plan tool with GFDA, and Rich's input helped me create a business plan. I'm sorry, kind of nervous here. The business plan helped me tremendously. It just really made everything a lot smoother for this grant. I guess they've had at least twice as many people put in for this grant, and I really think with the help with Rich and GFDA, I wouldn't have been able to probably win the grant. But with the grant, we will be purchasing a mobile coffee trailer, which will be outside of the Many Glacier Road. So as you go in there to go on your hike, you might need just a little bit of shot of energy and a good cup of coffee on your way up, and maybe a little bit more energy on your way out. So you can pick up a coffee or an iced coffee muffin on your way out. So thank you, Great Falls Development Authority and Rich Gannon. Sorry. Thank you.
Jennifer, we're really excited. And that was a highly competitive grant. So you had a great business plan, a great concept in a great location. I mean, we can't wait to swing on by both directions when we're out at Many Glaciers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, coming back down to Great Falls, we have Josh Hudson, who wants to share his concept and the new facility that they're opening over in Marketplace, Game Night. Josh?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So my name is Josh. I'm from Game Night. We've developed a new concept that's going into the old Golden Corral right next to Home Depot. We really were looking to create something where families can get together and enjoy a meal and play some games. So if we can move to the next slide. On this next slide here, we kind of talk a little bit about our community focus. We really want to, provide a space for friends, family, everybody to get together and connect again after being isolated a lot during the past year with the COVID pandemic. We feel like we have top of the line virtual reality stuff that can't really be beat anywhere in this area. It's a top tier service called Hologate. It has its own proprietary games. You can't play these things at home, but it's a really unique experience. We have one that's a riding simulator that's called the Blitz, and it looks kind of like a snowmobile. It can pop you up 3 feet in the air, move you side to side pretty fast. It's kind of a cool thing. So we have a lot of just great family entertainment, along with some really good food and beverage. If we go to the next slide, because we're taking over the Golden Corral, we have a full kitchen back there, including a meat room, cold prep. So we're able to cut all our vegetables, cut our own meat. We're getting prime certified Angus New York strip that we're going to be doing here. It's going to be really good food, but we also have stuff that's easy to use while you're playing video games or PCs. So we got pizzas and burgers and handheld appetizers as well. It's pretty all inclusive. We also have a bar. We're not really built to come up belly up to the bar and drink, but we do have beer and wine available for the adults, and we have a full coffee and espresso bar, and we're sponsored a little bit by Mountain Dew, so we got plenty of energy drinks as well. So kind of moving on more to what we offer as far as gaming, we have board games such as Monopoly, Candyland for little kids, all the way up to some of the more extreme game people who play Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering. We have up to 40 PCs that are really cool. They got these RGB graphics, and they are top of the line machinery. People can come in and compete against people all across the world in various tournaments. We'll hold local tournaments, regional tournaments, and give kids an opportunity to participate in those bigger esports venues that are kind of restrictive because of the introductory price. We have hourly rates for our PC and our video games like PS5 and Xbox, and then pay per use on the virtual reality. And you can order food anywhere throughout the facility. We have QR codes set up. You order, pay, and food just shows up, out of nowhere to wherever you're at. Whatever you want, it's coming right to you. We've got, what's the last thing we got? We also have a membership program. We want everybody to be feel like they're involved with our concept because we are community based. We want to make sure we've got everything everybody wants. We appreciate that feedback, but the membership opportunity is cheaper and a better deal for anybody who comes here at all. You get an automatic discount right off the bat. So we want you to feel a part of our community. And finally, the most exciting part for me is the education center that we're going to be bringing in. It's from 3 to 5, Monday through Friday. We're going to have a education center put together by licensed teachers. they will call and set up with their actual teachers and their parents, and they're going to create goals and learning plans and execute that to kind of help, jumpstart through a lot of the, falling back that's happened with COVID. It's a very affordable price at $10 a day. Looking at tutoring costs, sometimes it can be like $40 an hour. So we wanted to offer something that's, reachable for a large group of people. And we've gotten a lot of support with that. And we're trying to get that price down even further from $10 per day. The goal would be to get down to $0. But initially, this is what we're starting out with. And it's not like a daycare. You don't just drop people off. There'll be a needs-based application, and we're going to be able to help as many kids as we can.
Great concept, Josh. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. We can't wait for game night to be open for additional family entertainment in Great Falls. Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, 2 projects left, pretty exciting projects. Although, I mean, come on, this has been a really great way to start 2021 with all the projects so far. But next, we want to share Mark Finicum and Ryan Smith with the Great Falls Iceplex are going to share the plans for the Iceplex this year. Guys?
Thanks, Jolene. Hi, everyone. The Great Falls Ice Foundation is launching a capital campaign today for improvements to make the Great Falls Iceplex a preferred destination for hockey tournaments, skating competitions, and year-round events, including concerts and expos. The Iceplex is located behind the Flying J truck stop near the water tower up on the hill. The master plan that we've got includes 6 phases prioritized by need and approved by the Foundation's Board of Directors. It's the first major improvement to the facility since we opened more than a decade ago. The community support through fundraising and donations will be paramount to making this plan a reality. The Iceplex is owned and operated by the Great Falls Community Ice Foundation. It's a nonprofit with a mission to provide affordable hockey, figure, and recreational skating for the greatest numbers of citizens, young and old, and for all skill levels. And I'd like everybody to meet Ryan Smith. He's a senior shareholder with Nelson Architects, and he's been a part of our leadership team. Ryan, take it away.
Thanks, Mark. So everybody is seeing a floor plan of the existing building on the screen. And as Mark said, this is going to be a phased project. The first project is in red. I don't know if everybody's seeing my cursor or not. But it is to construct 3 new permanent locker rooms on the east side of the building. On the south side of the building now, there's existing unheated locker rooms that are currently constructed there, and they were constructed more than a decade ago, and they were meant to be temporary. They do not meet sanctioned standards to meet most hockey tournaments or figure skating competitions. And what we need is at least 5 locker rooms for rink operations. And this is the first phase to move us in that direction. Each of the new 3 locker rooms will have its own shower and restroom. And we're estimating the cost for this initial phase to be about $575,000. Future phases include in blue, a brand new main entry that takes into account Great Falls winds. And it's going to have a concessions area, a concourse. The next phase would be converting the old concession stand into a referee locker room. And that's shown in yellow. And one thing that's kind of cool from a spectator standpoint is the creation of a new mezzanine around the south side and extending the bleachers on the east side. Those are shown in that teal color. Ultimately, what we want to include is permanent locker rooms for both the Great Falls Americans and University of Providence hockey teams. And that's shown up here in this area here. Can you go ahead and advance to the next slide, please? This is an aerial rendering of what we're looking at. And again, like Mark said, all of these improvements are going to be phased to allow fundraising and continuity of operations in the Iceplex. Next slide, please. Our master plan also calls for replacing the current under ice refrigerant system with a new state-of-the-art system cast into a reinforced concrete slab. This new system will allow the ice sheet to be brought up much quicker and will cost less to maintain from a utility standpoint. And the installation of this concrete floor can be done at any point during the phase construction as fundraising allows. Once complete, this new concrete slab will allow the Iceplex to become a versatile activity center that can host events in off-ice season, such as concerts, trade shows, that sort of large venue. All of this will increase our potential as an Iceplex board to help fund those other improvements that you saw there. Cue the last slide, please. And I will turn this back over to Mark to wrap up.
Thanks, Ryan. Hey, again, community support through fundraising and donations is just paramount to turning this plan into a reality. For more information and details of this master plan, a 3D animation video of all of these improvements can be found on our website, which I see the website at the bottom of the screen there, but it's kind of hidden by a couple of pictures. So that is www.gf-ice.org. And that'll be a lot of fun. So please help us to make this Ice Plan Master Plan a reality. Thank you to GFDA and Payne West, and Jolie, back to you. Thanks.
Great. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Ryan. Really excited on the renovations. So our last speaker, last but definitely not least, I'd like to welcome Raj Chahal with the Dillon Corporation. Raj?
Okay, can you see us?
Yes.
Thank you. I am Rajinder Chahal. I am with the Dillon Hotels, and we have a Holiday Inn that we operate and own in Great Falls. And I have with me our Director of Sales, Christy Sheldon.
Hi. So he already introduced me. So what I'd like you guys to know is that Dillon Hotels is a growing company, and we actually have another and new website that we would like you to check out. It's www.dhillonco.com. And I just was really impressed with all the projects that are going on around Great Falls, and happy to hear people being, proactive and all of that. And since there is so many projects going on, if you guys need any sleeping rooms, you know where to go. Just give me a call, 268-2800. We'll take care of you.
Okay, and we want to update you on some of the exciting things we are doing. First of all, we, with the popular demand, we are bringing the Tony Romas back. We have a signed contract, and we are shooting to open the Tony Romas this summer. And we are also expanding our bar at the hotel, where we do evening receptions every Thursday. Also, our big focus is to be the biggest hotel with the convention center in a radius of 200 miles. So we are going to add another 10,000 square feet of meeting space. And that will bring us just north of 20,000 square feet for the hotel. And we can host all the big events at this hotel. So if, that is our goal, to bring that convention center this year. The other big things that we are doing on the hotel side is we are wrapping up our multi-million-dollar renovation for the hotel with the Holiday Inn flag. So soon that will be finished. We have done majority of the work in the guest rooms, and just a lobby and just some common area needs a touch up. And we will be adding about 35 to 40 jobs with the having expanded Tony Roma's restaurant and convention center. So that is going to be a big thing for the city, where we've been operating for 13, 14 years. So we love to work with all the folks. So if you have any needs in town of looking for rooms as the big projects are coming. So we want to be the host hotel. And Christy, would you like to add?
Oh, I was just going to say that he did touch on something that we do every Thursday here in the bar. So we have a brewery company coming, and they're here from 6 until 8. Sometimes they bring some swag, and you guys get to taste their new beer. So yesterday we had Phillips Brewing Company here, and once a month we also do a wine tasting with Gusto. So hope to see everybody here for those nights.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Raj and Christy. We're very excited about this expansion. We've needed an expanded convention facility for a while now. We're excited that the Dillon Group has taken that plunge, and the Tony Romas can't wait to come and enjoy. So thank you very much. We're excited about the expansion and renovations.
Thank you.
All right, well, I would like to now turn it over to Brett Doney to wrap up our Ignite 2021. And Brett, we don't have you yet. I'll give you just another second here.
Thank you, Jolene.
There you go.
And thank you everyone for participating in Ignite 2021. Thank you to our presenters. It's great to have the momentum to kick off the new year. Sorry. I'd like to announce a few other projects in addition to what was announced during the presentations. First off, many of you know that we supported a startup company up on the Blackfeet Reservation outside of Cutbank called Pardue Grain. We took a big risk in getting it going because we had a desire to increase pulse crop purchases in the area to support a new market for farmers throughout the Golden Triangle. Well, earlier this month, AgroLink, a partnership of Link One Ingredient Solutions out of the Midwest and AgroCorp International of Singapore, formed a partnership to purchase Pardue Grain, and they're planning this year to triple employment at the pulse plant and more than triple purchases of pulse crops throughout the region. Of course, you know about the Benefice Health Systems Women's and Children's Center that's under construction. The Farron Group's big apartment project on the west side of town, Great Falls North Apartments, is scheduled for construction start this spring. The Skyline Heights Apartments first phase is scheduled for construction start. Hub Insurance's new building will open. Citizen Alliance Bank's new building in West Bank Landing will open. End Hemp's new processing plant in Fort Benton will break ground. The new Bunkhouse Inn in Augusta will be constructed. The Little Shell Tribe's new healthcare clinic and tribal facilities are under construction. The Business Improvement District and the Downtown Development Partnership will be working with the city to implement the Great Falls Wayfinding Plan. The Voyagers will launch an extended season with the new Pioneer League that will add 7 to 10 more games. So I look forward to seeing you out there this summer. And just yesterday, the Barnes family announced a new restaurant called Street Burgers that will be up on 10th Avenue South where Noodles Express used to be. And we have more announcements in the works. Thank you to our Ignite sponsor, Payne West Insurance. You've been a great partner on this Kickoff the Year event. Thank you to all of our GFDA investors that make possible everything we do. But most importantly, thanks to all of you for everything you do to grow and strengthen our economy. I just want to remind you that we have a whole host of resources and networks to help would-be entrepreneurs, existing businesses, real estate developers, nonprofits. If you know of someone that's trying to get something done and they're stuck or they're challenged, we're here to help. We want to see every viable business make it through this pandemic. I think we get through this quarter and we're just going to be rocking and rolling. I also want to announce that our Live in Great Falls initiative to recruit people to relocate to the region so that existing businesses and startups have the workforce that they need, is entering its second year. We've put significant new resources into it. So go to liveingreatfalls.com to see some of the resources, and we'll be sending out information and toolkits to every interested employer in the region, tools to help you recruit the workforce that you need. So thank you very much. It's going to be a great year, and can't wait for some of the future announcements, as well as everything exciting that was announced today.
Great. Thank you, everybody. Be sure that you're getting our top 10 so that you can hear about more tools, resources, and announcements throughout the year. You can text GFDA to 22828 if you're not already on the list. Thank you all. Have a really great Friday and a nice weekend.